Calcarea Phos, page number 335.
Teeth late coming in or decay soon. Teeth sensitive to touch, pressure, or when masticating. Complaints of teeth in children. Foul taste in mouth, bitter taste in the morning, tongue coated in the morning, tongue swollen, numb and stiff. Growing children suffer from chronic throat troubles, enlarged tonsils. Every cold settles in the tonsils like Beretta carb and albumen. Much mucus in throat, dryness in the throat at night. బెరెటా చాలా మంది రొటీన్గా టాన్సిల్స్ అన్నిటికీ కూడా బెరెటా కార్బే ఇస్తారు, కరెక్ట్గా. అలాగే ఈ వీటిలో కొన్ని కంపెనీస్ నుంచి వచ్చేటువంటి పేటెంట్స్లో కూడా టాన్సిలైట్ అనేటువంటి వాటిలో అన్నింటిలో కూడా బెరెటా కార్బే ఎక్కువగా వాడతారు. Craves salt bacon and smoked meats. Strong appetite. Infants want to nurse all the time. Easily disordered stomach. Cold drinks. Ice cream. Fruits disorder the stomach, causing pain or diarrhea. Pain in stomach after food. Erectations and nausea. Soreness in the stomach. Sour erectations. Nausea and vomiting, burning in the stomach, nausea from scraping the larynx or throat, vomiting in infants, in children and in pregnancy, violent pain in the stomach, diarrhea aggravated by least food, gnawing empty feeling in the stomach. After becoming chilled, pain in the liver, soreness aggravated after eating and by motion, wants to keep quiet, stitching pains in the liver from deep breathing or sudden motion, pulsating in the liver, cutting pains in the spleen, sinking sensation in abdomen, burning in the abdomen rising up into the chest, pain in the abdomen ameliorated by passing flatus, colic followed by diarrhea, ulceration of navel in infants, motion in abdomen from flatus as from something alive, abdomen large and flabby, tabes mesenterica with diarrhea. Motions అవుతూ ఉంటాయి, వాడికి ఏమి కూడా ఆగం, ఈ గ్లాండ్స్ కూడా ఎన్లార్జ్ అవుతాయి. Green mucus and hot watery stools, white mushy stools, copious offensive flatus, diarrhea from fruit, ice cream, cold drinks or vexation. Diarrhea in the morning in tricycles of patients. Very offensive stools. Constipation with the difficult hard stool. Bleeding from the rectum and anus during stool. Protruding piles so painful that he is kept in bed for weeks. The pain is intense, standing, walking from touch. Ameliorated by heat with general sufferings, every sudden cold change of the weather. Piles itch and burn and discharge yellow pus. Itching of the anus in the evening. Stitching pain in the anus with or without hemorrhoids. Boils and abscess about and near the anus. Discharging blood and pus. Fistula in tuberculous subjects. Fissured anus with burning stitching pains. Weak and irritable bladder, catarrh of bladder, frequent urging to urinate. Copious flow of urine, pain in the neck of the bladder, cutting in urethra, stitching in prostate gland, pain in neck of the bladder before and after urinating, aching in the empty bladder. This remedy has cured diabetes mellitus, violent pain in the region of the kidneys, sexual desire increased, painful erections. It has cured many cases of chronic gonorrhea when the discharge is gleety and there are sharp pains in the urethra and prostate gland. Gonorrheal rheumatism when of long standing in every cold change in the weather, like Medornum. And worse in every cold change in the weather. The woman has no better friend than Calcarea Phos. Her sufferings at puberty, when she is slow in maturing, are often met by this medicine. From taking a cold at first menstrual period often comes a painful menstruation that lasts during menstrual life unless cured by this remedy. Violent cramping in uterus and groin several hours before the flow starts, relieved after the flow has been fully established. The pains make her cry out. Intense sexual excitement like platina, gratiola, or origanum. Weak sinking sensation in the pelvis, prolapse of uterus during stool and maturation. Uterine polypus, labor-like pains at the beginning of menstruation, copious menstrual flow with very dark clots and membranes. Leucorrhea like white of egg, day and night. Throbbing, titillating in external genitalia. Burning in the vagina and uterus during menses. Child refuses mother's milk. It may be given to a woman who has brought forth one or two children that may be considered Calcarea Phos babies. The next child will be stronger and have a better constitution. మొట్టమొదటి ఒకళ్ళిద్దరు క్యాల్కేరియా ఫాస్ వాళ్ళు అయితే చూసుకుని ట్రీట్మెంట్ ఇస్తే తర్వాత వాళ్ళు సరైనటువంటి స్ట్రాంగ్ వాళ్ళు. It is often observed that this patient scrapes mucus from the larynx before he can talk or sing. Hoarseness. వెంటనే demonstration. Hoarseness, dry, hacking cough, day and night. Tubercular laryngitis. Suffocation and slight exertion are on ascending states. In thin, pale, sickly people with dry, hacking cough, worse in cold, damp weather and rheumatic constitutions. Yellow expectoration. Stitching pains in the chest, emaciation of the chest, difficult expectoration. It is very useful remedy in phthisis and blood spitting. Much sweat on the chest. Rattling in the chest with difficult expectoration like causticum. Soreness of the chest to touch. Palpitation with the trembling of the limbs. The back pains are worse in cold, stormy weather, attended with stiffness and worse in the morning. The back is sensitive to draft. Pain in the back from lifting or straining. Curvature of spine. Tearing, shooting, tenderness and aching in the spine. Soreness in sacroiliac symphysis. Pain in lumbar region and sacrum at the menstrual period. Rheumatic pains in the limbs in cold weather, worse from motion, better during rest and from heat. Trembling in all the limbs, stiffness after resting and in the morning, aching in the bones like growing pains. Gouty fingers and toes that become painful in cold weather. Ulcerative pains in the roots of the nails. The most severe tearing, shooting pains are in the lower limbs. The probable reason for this is that the lower limbs are always cold to the knees, and the cold parts are always the suffering parts of this remedy. Sharp pains in tendons of the lower limbs. Intense aching, boring pains in the knees and the long bones. Pains in the tibia and with soreness. Drawing pain in the tibia. Cramp in the calves. Ulcers on the legs. Weak chronic, no granulation. Rheumatism of the ankles. Caries of the osteocalcis. Stinging and shooting in the toes. Sleepy daytime and evening. Sleepless after going to bed until midnight or later. Very sleepy in the morning. Vivid dreams. Children cry out in sleep. Frightful dreams cause him to awaken with a start.